Hope you're looking forward to have a peaceful and restful weekend. In all things, try and see if you can just get a little you time, a little moment for yourself to re-energize your mind. Just a little quiet time for yourself. Well, this is just an update of the takeout of Jamaica senior women's footballer Tarania Clark and their mate Rushelle Foster, who was found guilty of killing her. 23-year-old quality analyst Rushelle Foster, who was on Thursday found guilty of the 2019 stabbing death of national senior women's footballer Tarania Clark, aka Plum Plum, took the verdict with a blank stare. The emotionless Foster, clad in a multicolored top and black pants, looked straight ahead without blinking as the jury foreman voiced the unanimous decision. She then bowed her head and jerked one leg. Foster, who was found guilty of manslaughter by a jury comprising 4 women with 2 men, is to be sentenced on February 29 this year by Justice Leighton Pusey. A social inquiry report and an antecedent report were ordered for the convicted woman. The verdict left several individuals stunned, including members of Clark's family who were present throughout the 8-day trial. From 2019, we have been praying and we left everything in God's hand, and we left God to be the judge, and honestly, He did His fair share. It was in God's hand, and He handed down what He was to hand down. It is not up to us to judge or decide, one of Clark's niece said. However, a younger niece interjected, Mena feel pleased because she killed her willingly, and expressed a desire to see the convicted woman sentenced to life behind bars without the possibility of parole. Plum Plum don't fight in a school. Plum Plum walk around like she a principal and tell the picnic them what to do. So it's unfortunate that she should go like this. Clark's sister, who was said to be the first to receive the news of her killing, argued that Foster's portrayal of her sibling in an unsworn statement from the dock was far from the truth. The way how Plum Plum was a peaceful little girl. If Plum Plum did live out that stab, she wouldn't make we know. That's how she was. Me are the terrible one, she said, noting that her sister was able to befriend individuals she considered her sworn enemies. She said the family's suffering since the slaying has been indescribable. Added that the footballer's eldest female sibling, who was ailing before her killing, had worsened after the news broke and died a year after her younger sister. Clark's mother, Charmaine Riley Clark, who sat quietly, grief written all over her drawn ebony face, declined to speak. However, she dismissed the claims about her daughter's sexuality, insisting that if it were true at all, Foster would have been the one to introduce her child to that lifestyle. Clark, a rising star in the sporting arena, was stabbed to death during a dispute over a cellular phone gifted to her by Foster about 8:50 p.m. on October 31st, 2019 at Limelight Plaza in Tree, St. Andrew. However, the sole witness, who was the first to take the stand in the Home Circuit Division of the Supreme Court when the trial began on January 8, 2023, had told the court then that on the evening in question, there was an argument between the reggae girl and Foster. The witness said that during the argument, Foster accused Clark of deliberately ignoring her calls, but Clark responded by saying her phone was acting up and that other individuals had also been experiencing difficulties contacting her. The witness said Foster lunged forward and tried to grab the phone from Clark. She pushed her hand away. She said Foster then brandished a knife and stabbed the footballer in her side. The court was told that when Clark gasped, "You stabbed me?" Foster reportedly said, "So what? Me will do it again," and stabbed her a second time. Foster, however, claimed she acted in self-defense, insisting she would have been the one to die if the footballer, who she said was fuming over the fact that she had called it quits on their toxic 7-month sexual relationship, had got hold of the weapon used to stab her. Foster addressed the court on Monday in explaining what really happened on October the 31st, 2019. Said she had been in an intimate relationship with the footballer, but it had soured because they had different values. "I met her 4 years before, but got into an intimate relationship 7 months prior to the incident. Me and Tarania were in an intimate relationship. Growing up, my sexuality was always a concern. I wanted to experience how being with a female felt. I was on the experimental side when I met Tarania. She expressed to me that she liked me. I told her I'd never been with a female before, so I wasn't sure I would be able to be committed," Foster told a deafeningly silent courtroom then. "After a while, I decided that I was going to be with a female. My first time would be with Tarania. We decided we would start dating. It started to develop. We started to spend more time together. We started doing things together, but soon realized that we had different values, and because of that we started not to get along so well," Foster claimed. A consultant forensic pathology who had examined said the 20-year-old died from hemorrhage and shock from a stab wound to the chest, which punctured a lung. This is just such an unfortunate situation when egos and emotions runs high. It is so sad these days when it seems like the norm is just people not communicating. Nobody not sit down and talk anymore. People not sit down and make up anymore, or agree to disagree, then move on and then try to work out things. It's just as an instant argument. People draw implements or people take out people. That is some dark, barbaric, backward way of living. People have got to learn the art of communication. It seems like so the school system will cut back one of the lessons that they teach in these youths and teach them more communication skills, because as soon as somebody get disappointed in that moment, then flare up and everything must drop dead. You understand? And to think that sometime in these cases, when they look back at it, it was never worth it, and in some cases it was not a situation that they meant to happen. But if they had just put them brain before them egos, many situations would have been dealt with more amicably. In Kingston, in the vicinity of Calabar and Zadie Garden along the Washington Boulevard, in the traffic, people trying to get to work and children trying to get to school, brawling, daring, shooting of a senior paralegal. She was killed in her car along Washington Boulevard in St. Andrew on Thursday morning. The deceased has been identified as Sandra Risden of newzlynx, Sheffield and Company. Risden has been employed at the company for over 34 years. That's another lifetime. Reports suggest that Risden was traveling alone in a gray Toyota Corolla along the roadway when, upon reaching a section of Washington Boulevard and Aldine Drive, a motorcycle with 2 men aboard approached. The pillion rider reportedly pulled out a firearm and opened fire at Risden. A police corporal who was driving his private car and witnessed the incident gave chase. The gunman reportedly pointed his firearm at the lawman. In fear for his life, the corporal pulled his service weapon and fired at the gunman while continuing the pursuit. Upon reaching the intersection of Washington Boulevard and Savannah Avenue, the pillion rider once again pointed his firearm at the lawman, who aborted the chase. The assailants then escaped in the area. It is unknown if any of the gunmen were injured. Risden was rushed to hospital where she was pronounced. However, former co-workers and friends were saddened by the news and expressed how invaluable Sandra Risden was in her field of work. Risen from secretarial position to paralegal due to her outstanding intellect, work ethics, and commitment to her job. That's why it is with great emphasis we implore the powers that be to consider banning the carrying of pillion riders, as they would be a route to save some lives in Jamaica and prevent some robberies, because this is definitely a hit job. Sleep in peace, Sandra Risden. It's just absolutely crazy to think people paying money to take people's lives can bet is some foolishness that could have been handled so much differently. However, Deputy Police Commissioner Fitzbailey said a widely circulated claim that Risden's slaying was linked to a family dispute is among several theories that investigators are probing. It's early days, so it's hard for us to come to any conclusive motive until we pursue certain lines of investigations, Bailey said. Risden was trailed until her vehicle came to a stop on Washington Boulevard when two armed thugs pulled up beside her on a motorcycle and shot her multiple times, police source disclosed. All indications suggested that this was an hit, said one investigator. Patrick Foster, KC, senior partner of Noon, Schofield and Dillon, the law firm which Risden was employed to, said, "From the information we have, the killing had nothing to do with the work that she was doing for the firm." News of Risden's death cast a pall of gloom over the St. Andrew offices of the law firm, where she was employed for nearly 36 years. Foster described the mood among employees as extremely somber. People were crying. We had to close the office early, and we have brought in grief counselors to deal with the emotional challenges of the staff, and expressed her death has left a void in the firm because she related extremely well to staff of all levels, warm and engaging personally, so it's quite a loss, both on a personal and a professional level, Foster said. He further described Risden as one of the firm's senior paralegals, as an extremely competent and hard-working employee. She will be missed. The office early, and we have brought in grief counselors to deal with the emotional challenges of the staff, and expressed her death has left a void in the firm because she related extremely well to staff of all levels, warm and engaging personally, so it's quite a loss, both on a personal and a professional level, Foster said. He further described Risden as one of the firm's senior paralegals, as an extremely competent and hard-working employee. She will be missed. Anyway, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.